Next up we have Don't Gag Yourself by Songy Yang. Hello. Good evening, Las Vegas locals, and for those of you who are out of town, I want to say congratulations. It is a little known fact that Vegas has life outside the Strip, and you somehow managed to find yourself here, so you should be proud. My name is Songy, and I am a good Asian girl, otherwise known as a GAG. So there are 3 major requirements to be a good Asian girl. 1, you have to be Asian. 2, you must play the piano or another stringed instrument. And 3, your life has to follow this life path where you can see from the get-go you're expected to have excellent grades from elementary, middle to high school. And then you go to a good university, your Asian parents can brag about to other Asian parents. And then you go to graduate school whereupon you're allowed to have one of 3 career choices: doctor, lawyer, and engineer, and that's it. For personal progress, I was doing really well. I'm Korean, I played the piano, I did really good in school, and I went to Ivy League University. But once I got to college, something kind of strange happened. I realized I wasn't very happy with myself, and in fact, I didn't really know what myself meant because I was so caught up kind of following this roadmap, and I lost sight of who I really was and what my passions were. So, and the future didn't seem really good either because graduate school was a default, and given the financial crisis and the reputation of businessmen, it seemed like you had to sell your integrity to make something of yourself, and I wasn't quite ready to do that. So I decided to do the next best thing, which was to do nothing for a whole year. And I call these things, well, I'm actually lying, I didn't do nothing, I did a lot of things, but they're nothing in the eyes of professional development and academic achievement, because these are the kinds of things that matter to me, but not necessarily to you guys. These are the kinds of things that you dream about, but you don't really do in reality. The kinds of things that your heart has more say than your mind. And so in the year, as I followed my heart or whatever, I did a lot of things. I went to India, I worked with a nonprofit in the slums of Calcutta. I went to a yoga training in Thailand. I taught English in Korea. I got some stuff published in the New York Times. I went to a Taiwanese monk and hung out with the monks for a week. And then I had a blog for a year titled Someday I'll Find a Job. And as fulfilling as the year was, there was kind of a problem. I kind of ventured off this roadmap, and I kind of ended up in this blank space right there. And I had no idea where I was going, why I was doing what I was doing, and in reality, I was running out of time and money. And as cool as this process was, to some extent, it was just an excuse to avoid going out and making big decisions about my life. And so it was a glorified Peter Pan complex that I was having. So basically, as reality started to sink in, I started applying for random jobs, and as expected, my year of nothing really was a year of nothing. No one really wanted to hire me, and I just kind of realized that I was really jobless and totally screwed. So I decided to go back to the roadmap and become this woman right here. I was going to be an accomplished Asian doctor, and I like doctors. I think the medical field is very fascinating, but it just wasn't my thing. But anyway, so I went to the bookstore to look for MCAT books, and I ran by this book, Delivering Happiness, The Path to Profits, Passion, and Purpose by Tony Hsieh. And when I first read this title, I kind of scoffed because it was written by a CEO, and I thought he would be full of it, and he was just out to make a quick dollar. But thankfully, I was very wrong. The book kind of explains about how Zappos is a company run with great integrity and intelligence. And it really takes its integrity seriously in terms of open and honest relationships, transparencies with their business partners, and also Zappos is a non-zero-sum company. They really want to expand the pie rather than jump over everybody. And in terms of intelligence, he takes a theoretical psychological framework and actually applies it to a practical business model, and I was very impressed by that because it really works. And so this happened to me while I was reading the book. This is the picture that comes up when you type in inspired in Google, and Google is always right, so this is what happened. And so I got really inspired. I stalked the Zappos job page, and I applied and did all that, and then I got hired last November. And this isn't necessarily the happy ending to my story, because as much as I love Zappos, working there is really crazy. Tony Hsieh, please don't fire me for saying that, but so there are fairies and giant solo cups walking around, and our office space looks like a butterfly and a rainbow exploded all over the place, and I just wanted to help work gets done there sometimes. But that's okay, because from the get-go, this was all a choice. From the beginning of the year, this was a choice to kind of tune down my brain and listen to my heart a little bit and make my dreams a reality. So upon leaving, I want to leave you guys with 3 points. 1, don't gag yourself. Don't be a good Asian girl. And that's not to say don't play the piano or get good grades. It literally means step outside your boundaries and your expected stereotypes and just go beyond your comfort zone. Then number 2, once in a while do nothing. Really, do those kinds of nothings that mean something to you but not necessarily to anyone else. So things that don't make sense but you just love to do. And number 3, follow yourself. Especially this crowd right here, you guys are all techie, nerdy, like geeky people. So you use your brain a lot and sometimes tune that down, follow your heart a little bit. It's cliche, but it'll serve you well. Thank you.